Salutations, adventurers, and welcome to Caddy's Adventure Diary. My name is Caddy, I am autistic, and I love theme parks. Today, however, we are not actually at something that is a theme park. Well, it's theme park adjacent. It's at the Anaheim Convention Center, which is down the road from Disneyland. But we are actually here at WonderCon. I'm so excited. This is my first ever big comic convention I've been to, and I can't wait. Let's go check it out. So, what is WonderCon? Well, it's a comic convention, run by the same group as Comic-Con. However, unlike modern Comic-Con, WonderCon has more of an emphasis on comic books, indie creators, and animation. It's actually closer to what Comic-Con used to be, rather than a massive event focused primarily on film releases and A-list celebrities. Here, it's more about cosplay, games, artists, and writers. I'm not adventuring alone. I'm actually hanging out with my artist, Kent Heidelman.
Hello.
He's actually going to be my main guide around here.
Absolutely.
So we're just going to hang out, just sort of see what happens?
That's it. Yeah.
All right.
See some shows, see some panels, talk to some artists.
All right. Let's go do it. So before they're letting us in, we have to wait in these sort of crowd lines. And that's because the convention isn't starting yet, right?
Yeah, we're ahead of schedule.
Okay, so we are sort of crowded in these little lines right now, which could be a bit of an issue if you are someone who's very prone to not handling crowded spaces too well. So what do you think? What do you think, Ken? What's a good idea for handling these lines?
Depending on your level of sensitivity, maybe you want to wait outside until the convention opens. There's plenty of areas to wait in the shade. It depends on the temperature, depends on the weather, but I'm not even that comfortable to stand in these lines too long. So it depends on how much time do you have left? 5 minutes, 20 minutes, just depends on your threshold. So maybe.
All right.
It depends.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. The first place we stopped was the booth for Common. They are a game company that usually does a lot of stuff with minis. One of their biggest games is one called Zombicide, which is a zombie survival game. But we weren't here to play standard Zombicide. Oh no, we were here to play something even more special, Marvel Zombies. And this time, we were the zombies.
You're going to successfully block the attack.
Booyah! The second major thing we did was do the free miniatures painting. Every year, WonderCon has a table set up in the gaming area to allow people to sit down and paint one free mini of their choice. The minis come from several games, but I was excited because they had some minis from Common's other Marvel game, Marvel Unite. And I knew exactly who I wanted to paint. Black Cat. We didn't have long to paint minis though, because our next event involved us going to another floor. Like any convention, WonderCon has panels, where people can talk about an interesting topic related to nerd culture. These can vary on their size, but I tend to enjoy smaller panels in the quieter halls. And the subject of this particular panel was certainly cool. The science of Spider-Man. How do you think spider silk could be applied to make something like, say, something with the bullet-stopping power of like a Kevlar vest or something like that?
So biomimicry engineering is really commonly used, so I was doing material science for my master's.
Of course, beyond the panels and activities, WonderCon has tons of neat places to visit. Ken showed me some of the major highlights to meet interesting people: Small Press and Artist Alley. And there are definitely tons of neat people to meet in these areas. Some of the highlights of the people I met include Kyle Hebert, the voice of Gohan in Dragon Ball, Brianna Garcia, a former cast member and incredible artist, and Steve Silver, the main artist behind Kim Possible and Danny Phantom. Of course, the number one creator I met was Leanne Krakik, aka Mongi. She's the creator of a comic I love called Let's Play. It's about a young woman with social anxiety who is trying to get into game development while also learning to come out of her shell. It's definitely a story I can relate to.
As an autistic person, I really vibe with Sam in terms of how she explores it. And even like now, I'm starting to explore like relationships. I know like Sam is, so I really started understanding it.
Awesome, well, that's great to hear. I'm glad to hear that.
Cosplayers of all kinds are out and about at WonderCon, and you never really know who or what you will find at the event. I want to say thank you to all the people who allowed me to take photos with them. You guys were so awesome, and I hope I did a great job being polite with you. Especially the Domitresk daughters, because you need to be polite with vampire ladies who carry bloody scythes. I also want to give a special shout out to my new friend, Robin Nerdy Cosplays. Thank you for saying hi to me as well as giving me a hug. I hope we can meet up again on Dapper Day. When you need a break from the madness, there are a few spots to slow down. Kent and I passed by the major restaurant inside the convention center, but there's also this spot, as Past Us will now explain. So this is an example of a spot to slow down.
Yeah.
It's just kind of this really nice sort of outdoor entranceway. You'll find very few people here. Mostly it's people eating their food or taking a moment to take a rest. This is where you want to go if you want to take a break and you want to slow down. It brings down the noise a bit. It brings down the overall sort of hectic atmosphere for something that's a lot smaller. And it's really nice for what you need.
I didn't realize how much I needed it until we sat down, and I was like, this is exactly what I needed. It is so quiet out here. We're in the shade. It's cool, but we're outdoors, so there's air moving around.
Yeah.
It's really nice. It's amazing how quiet it is in here compared to inside the convention center.
That is true. This is a lot quieter, a lot nicer. WonderCon was so massive that we couldn't fit it all into one video. So please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to be notified when Part 2 releases. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel because that lets me know that I'm giving advice that is helpful. Links for the stuff mentioned in this video are once again in the description below, along with my socials and official website, where I have extended blogs and other content. Also, please leave a comment below if you have any questions you want me to answer or any suggestions for future diary entries. Stay tuned for ASD advice from a special guest character. And until the next adventure, remember, when you've met one autistic person, you've met one autistic person. Farewell! Right, Kent, you had a piece of strategy for how to deal with the crowds. What is it?
There's always a lot of people going back and forth, and for me, anytime I stop, we're wanting to check a map trying to find the location. I was like, hey, let's go over to this trash can or a wall because there's so much traffic, as you can see, going back and forth. But if you're getting at least near an object, people are going to go around you anyway, around that object, so you might as well kind of absorb its space, and that way people will navigate around you. Otherwise, you're blocking traffic, people are going to get irritated with you quickly, and general better experience and more space, and maybe even a place to work at for a quick second. So walls and objects.
Perfect. That makes
not booths, because when you're blocking people's booths, they're doing business.
perfect. Makes sense. Thanks, Ken.
Patty's Adventure Diary.